Okay, truth values of complex claims in language rather than in symbols. We got to get the language into symbols, so the first thing we need to do here is translate. Going right to the first problem here. Every month has 30 days, or many colleges offer logic classes. We're trying to determine the truth value of this step by step. You probably have to think about that for a minute. I think you're going to say, yeah, that's true. Let's sort of illustrate how. Every month has 30 days. I'm going to abbreviate that as M. I'm not going to write it out because of space and time constraints. Many colleges offer logic classes. We'll call that C. Then I just write M or C. Figure out the truth value. I need to know the truth value of the parts to figure out the truth value of the whole. That is, every month has 30 days. That's false. Some have 28 or 29, namely February, and 31 probably doesn't mean exactly 30 days here. Many colleges offer logic classes, however, is true. So I have an or claim. First part's false, second part is true. That's true. Next one, Thomas Jefferson was the President of the United States. If and only if Monty Burns was not the President of the United States. And you might think about that and go through a process that we're going to make formal here. This one's true as well. Thomas Jefferson was the President of the United States. We'll call that J. I don't want to make it T or F because of T and F standing for true and false, and you want to keep that in mind in general. Monty Burns. Alright, here it'd be better to write out if we had the time and space, but I'm not going to right here. I'm just going to underline as appropriate. Monty Burns was the President of the United States. Remember, we must always bring out the negations. So we're going to let M stand for Monty Burns was the President of the United States. And then I'll have J, if and only if, not M. Thomas Jefferson was the President of the United States. J, that's true. Monty Burns was the President of the United States. That's false. So substituting that in here, I get true if and only if, not false, which is true if and only if true. Over here, that final determination, that claim would be true. Alright, finally we have not every month has 30 days, or it is not the case that many people have a cell phone. And if humans fly, then pigs fly. That's a mouthful, something to think about. Whether or not this is true. Let's go through it step by step. Every month has 30 days. Let's call that M. Since we're not in the same problem as the second one, it's okay that we have the same abbreviation. But if these were all strung together in an argument, then we would have to do something differently. All right, it is not the case that, that's just saying not, in the way our grammar works, excuse me. Many people have cell phones. Now here I cannot call this M because in the same problem I already let M stand for every month has 30 days. So let's call this one C. Humans fly and pigs fly if and then and logical words that are not a part of the propositions. They say how the propositions fit together in the complex assertions. Humans fly H, pigs fly P, let's say. Alright, now I have not M, not every month, it's not the case that every month has 30 days, which as we suggested is true, or it is not the case that many people have cell phones. It's not true, but we'll take a look and see, so not C. Alright, notice this comma right here is important, and it tells me to group the things before the comma as well as the things after. I'm going to show that later. You might notice it at the end. Okay, we have and, H, horseshoe, P. Humans fly, then pigs fly. The way that if then sits additionally groups these two together, but that comma also tells us that the first two things get grouped together. Yeah, without the comma there might be, it would be a strain in terms of the reading, but a different way to go. Alright, let's substitute in the truth values here and find out the final truth value of this claim. Which again, you can go back and piece together and think about how it works in language and see how these compare, and that's a good idea. Every month has 30 days is false, so we have not false. Or not, many people have cell phones, that's true, so we have not T. Keep the parentheses here. And if H then P, Humans fly is false. Pigs fly is false. Maybe you want to get into a debate about that, but that wouldn't change the logic here. It would change the inputs, and that is an issue in the big picture. But I think these are pretty straightforwardly false here. In any case, we're going to move on with that in mind. All right, I'm going to have to then draw an arrow and begin over here. I'm going to go ahead and do both my negations at once. In this case, not false, simply true. And you might even skip that step. True or false, and if false, then false. For space reasons, efficiency reasons, I'm going to also, in some way, do two steps at once. In parentheses, true or false. An or claim, remember, we just need one of the two parts true, so that's true. And F horseshoe F is true. The only time horseshoe is false is if we have T horseshoe F, so I wind up with an and claim. The first part's true, second part's true, or true and true, depending on how you put it. That's true, and we're all done.